Resonating deeper We should know the man. Dr. Holmes was the founder. His philosophy, there is none that is sounder. God's in everyone, we are interconnected. Gratitude and fun, don't let fun get neglected. It's no mystery. Thinking is the key. Peace and harmony. Change the way you see. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We are into helping and love and forgiving. You might hear some singing and praying and music. Just to be inside here is so therapeutic. You know that it's true. Yes, it's true. I can feel it too. What a place to be. Come on in and see. Friendly people here. Troubles disappear. Know that we are one with everyone. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one. We are all
Love our choir. Oh my gosh, we're so blessed. So, welcome again. We are an all-inclusive center of love. We believe there's one power, one presence, and we are each unique expressions of that. And so we come together on Sundays to open our hearts and minds to that truth, to our lives, and to the sense of connection to all that is. We live by amazing principles, which the bottom line is love, light, joy, that is our nature. And so we're here to discover that more fully and express it. And I'd like you to, I want to say welcome home. Welcome home, that's in my script here. So I want to say thank you to everyone joining us online today. Good to see you. Oh, you're right there. Hi. Good to see you. And would you join me now in reading our opening community affirmation? It's in your program. It's also up on the monitors. Ready? I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. So true. I'm wondering if anyone's here for the first time. I already know, but if you're brave and you'd like to, raise your hand so we can say welcome. Thank you for being here. Good to have you. Thank you. Yay. We have a welcome packet for you right outside the door. If you didn't already get one, please stop and get that. It does have a little discount coupon. We have an amazing book and gift shop, so stop by there with your little discount coupon and check us out. Let's see, right now I'd like to invite Brandi Pagano, who is our administrative coordinator, to come up and share some announcements and good stuff.
All right. We got double scripts going over here, so let me see where I'm at. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm so glad that we're here together. Sunday really is my favorite day of the week, All right, so I'm going to take a breath in. If you don't already know, every day we send out daily affirmations through a texting service, and that shows us what announcements, classes, workshops, service announcements, anything that we have going on throughout the center. We have a texting service for that. If you are not part of this service, you can text JOIN, J-O-I-N, should be up on the monitors in just a moment, to 833-683-2356. There it is. And if you were previously receiving text messages but for whatever reason opted out and you want to rejoin, see me after service and I'd be happy to help you get that set back up. Announcements. Announcements for any upcoming everything will be found on your insert for your program every week, in addition to our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and we also have our HDCSL monthly calendar found on our website. Some announcements that I would like to highlight and share with you today are, today after service we are having our annual budget meeting right here in the sanctuary. We ask that everyone leave the space immediately so that our members can sign in and then everybody can come back in. After our meeting, we are gathering in the social hall for some light refreshments, and all are welcome to stay and attend. There's cookies, so stay. Every Monday we were having fellowship and game day, but that is now on hold. So if you have any questions, you can see Liz after service regarding that. This is our last week for the Power of 8 Circle. Join us to see the power of intention in action. It is held on Zoom, 6 p.m. Thursday. You can sign up at the concierge desk. The Zoom link will be sent to you, or you can see Lori Smith if you have any questions. Next Sunday, July 31st, we have Reverend David Allen Cruz speaking, and there's a secret. Today's his birthday, so put out some good juju for him. Happy birthday. He's actually watching online right now. And after service, join us in the social hall for fellowship and light refreshments. And you can check out our concierge desk in the garden room and see the amazing Liz. This is where you will find any sign-up sheets, flyers, answers to questions you may have regarding events, classes. Thank you, Liz, for all that you do. She just walked out. she's got a lot going on every Sunday morning. And now on to our purpose. And I invite you, if you choose, to close your eyes and really ground in this moment. And these words that we are about to speak, let's embody them as the truth for us and for our center. Every Sunday, we share the vision for our new minister. We ask you to hold this vision with us throughout the week. Printed copies are available at the concierge table if you want to take those home and read them throughout the week. Our purpose is unity. Our vision is to be a dynamic teaching center where we learn to experience the Spirit within us and to express our fullest potential in life. Our new minister is comfortable with shared leadership, accessible to our community, has humor, tact, and is kind. Our new minister is intelligent, a fine teacher of science of mind, an inspired speaker, and feeds us spiritually. Our new minister lives the science of mind with integrity, has a consciousness of abundance, is authentic and unbiased. Our new minister is enthusiastic while being emotionally mature, committed, and connected to our community, and is wise in all their affairs. And so they are. And now I invite our practitioner of the day, Frank St. Clair. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. If you will now please join me to read Dr. Ernest Holmes' Promises. We read this together. You'll find it on the front of your program today. If you'll join me, I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention today to speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. For our contemplation time now, please turn within as we listen to Chris share in the silence.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God, I find God, I find myself.
It is now time for our ceremony of lighting the flames of faith. I invite Annika Jordan to join me. We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The Unity Candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. You will join me now in prayer. God is all there is, one power, one consciousness, one universal presence. I turn my face within, unifying my mind and my heart with this universal presence, this infinite intelligence, this unbounded joy, this ever-deepening perfect peace. In this place I am whole. In these changing times, I am reminded of the words of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Perfect God, perfect man, and perfect being. I contemplate these words as moving thoughts and realize their truth. I dwell upon the magnitude of the universal presence, bigger and brighter than all the stars of the summer night sky. The universal presence is above me, below me, within me, through me, as me. Within this atmosphere, everything is possible. I am the individualized expression and director of this creative mind. I declare for myself perfect health in mind, body, spirit, and emotions, with overflowing sustenance and abundance in the body of all of my affairs. Plenty to spare and to share. Everything circulates as a positive energy. I declare peace within myself and in the world of all of my affairs. I declare peace, balance, and health in my family, my community, my country, and my world. I make no compromise in these declarations. In the words of the poet, we are stardust, we are golden. We return to the garden. That garden of creative spirit which makes our world whole. I give thanks that these words spoken are made manifest within myself and my world. I release and I let go these words into the law of mind, for they are made whole and complete in this and every day. And so it is. Amen.
I'd like to ask the choir to come up for this special song here. By request, Reverend Sharon. You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice, just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. Think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. I know things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I'd like to do to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will.
And now, it is such an absolute pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Dr. Sharon Hudson is currently our interim minister. She has been in religious science since she was a teen, and she's been a minister for 27 years. She was the founding minister of Light of Life Center for Spiritual Living in Rancho Bernardo. She served for 3 years as field leader for Centers for Spiritual Living. In this role, she was responsible for ecclesiastical leadership and oversight of education, licensing, and credentialing, affiliation, regional support, and the well-being of our ministers and ministries all over the world. She has also served CSL as chair of the Minister Council, as regional support coordinator, and on many committees. She was on the advisory committee for the Ukraine ministry, Temenos. She was a chaplain at the San Diego Children's Hospital and a local hospice. She is passionate about our philosophy, her husband and family, and making the world a better place. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Dr. Sharon Hudson.
Oh my gosh, it was Brandi's idea to introduce me.
She's never been introduced here before.
I don't know if I've ever been introduced before.
No.
I wanted to clap. That was such a good introduction. When you were introducing, I thought that was really great. Yay. So thank you for the great music, Chris, choir. Wow, you're just wonderful. Knock my socks off. So today, our topic is We Are Stardust.
Ooh.
This month, it's been about living everyday, this whole year, living everyday wonder. It's about having a sense of wonder and awe just through your daily life. And that does amazing things for your whole being, your body, your mind, your spirit, your life, and the people around you too. So this month we started the first week with me, myself, and I, one of my favorite topics. And it was about who am I, and getting a greater sense of wholeness and appreciation for just the way we are, without having to change anything, knowing we can maybe be better, but it's all about accepting us, with our warts and dirty toenails or whatever. So that's what the first week was about. Did you all did you come away feeling really great about yourself? Taking a deeper look inside and appreciating who you are, actually feeling love toward you. That was week one. This whole month has been about relationships. Week two was my relationship with the people in my life, my special loved ones, and how we can heal those relationships and create bonds that can go through anything and still help us feel whole and connected in the process. Week three last week was about our relationship to the world, to the greater community, to the world, and how to make that a better place, really. And this week it's really interesting. It's about our relationship to the universe, really, and to the divine, I would say. So it's interesting to me that the topic we are whatever it is, Stardust. Dust. I was going to say dust, and I thought, are we dust? No, we're more than dust. Wait. You're Stardust, and I know that. So that was probably created about a year ago. Did they know we'd be seeing scenes from the James Webb telescope? Turn this on. They didn't know. It's like divine timing, I guess I would say. Oh, yeah. Wait, maybe it looks better on the big screen. That's just the center of that. That actual picture, this is interesting. We're able to see what the universe looked like about 250 million years ago, which would be 250 million years ago. Now this is interesting, possibly back to 100 million years after the Big Bang. And we're seeing that far away. And they're saying that that's almost showing us what it was like with the origin of the universe. Now, the Big Bang Theory? One of my favorite shows. Seriously, I love that show. I never bought into that because, well, what was here before the Bang? Right? I just thought the universe has always been here. But scientists have watched it expanding, right? So they came to this, I'm sure, scientific decision or theory, it's a theory, that there was a singularity that caused the creation of this universe. So I looked it up because now we're talking about us being stardust, and there's a good question on Google. It says I said, what happened? What was it before the Big Bang? And they gave me an answer. Now I could believe in the Big Bang Theory, maybe. So what they said is there was another universe. Are you all getting that? And the idea is that universe expanded, and then it collapsed on itself until it became a singularity, and then it expanded again. And we see that happening out in the universe with the creation of stars and even galaxies. To me, it's phenomenal. In that picture, and that isn't the whole thing, to fit on the screen is just part of it. There are thousands of galaxies in that picture. And if we were standing here on Earth today and holding up a grain of rice to look at the sky, that little bit of the sky that we can see from here is about what that picture is. Just the tiniest bit of out into the universe. Isn't that amazing? We have another one. You've all probably seen this, right? This is called Stephen's Quintet. It's like 5 galaxies. And what's interesting is that there's sparkling clusters of millions of young stars and starburst regions of the fresh starbirth of a fresh starbirth. It says that there are sweeping tails of gas, dust, and stars that are being pulled from several of the galaxies due to gravitational interactions. In fact, you can see that kind of orange thing going out. This is actually capturing a huge shock waves as one of the galaxies smashes through the cluster. It's beyond my understanding. It's amazing. So here's the thing. I want to talk about wonder and awe not only about the universe, but about us. We're stardust. So here's some interesting information about us. We're descendants of the original fireball. The idea is that when that explosion happened, and even when stars burst, then they release all the gases and everything that creates what is, right? I tried to research this to find out when did life start and what do they know about that, because I'm really curious. They think that all this stuff floating around, which came and created planet Earth, that chemicals and gases all finally formed something called RNA, which was the beginning of life. I don't think they've ever figured out how to create that yet, so something else created it. Let's get back to the thing. We are 60% hydrogen. Here's what blows my mind. Our blood vessels, if you hook them all together, are 60,000 miles long. They could go around the earth 2 times, just in this body. 60,000 miles. Our DNA strands, end to end, our DNA strands will go to the moon and back, get this, 100,000 times in my body. So it's about awe and wonder about just what this is, how miraculous it is, and it's about deeply appreciating it and caring for it, right? Yeah. So here's some amazing words from Ernest Jones, our founder. He says, you belong to the universe in which you live. You are one with the creative genius back of this vast array of ceaseless motion, this original flow of life. You are as much a part of it as the sun, the earth, and the air. There is something in you telling you this, like a voice echoing from some mountaintop of inward vision, like a light whose origin no man has seen, like an impulse welling up from an invisible source. This is us. This is us. We're part of all of that. We're connected to that. I want to talk about our connection to nature a little bit, because how many of you have heard of forest bathing? Anybody heard of that? Talk about it. Forest bathing. Yeah, forest bathing. Japan has it as part of their health system, and they're really wanting people to go out in nature. It doesn't have to be in a forest of trees. It could be just a walk on a trail. It could be in the desert. It could be at the ocean. It doesn't have to be a forest of trees. But there's something amazing that happens when you take time to be in nature. And do we take the time? Oh, good. I see lots of people going, yes. There's some people that really do. Here's what they discovered. It lowers your blood pressure. It lowers your heart rate. It also lowers levels of harmful hormones like cortisol, which your body produces when you're stressed. Spending 10 or 20 minutes a day outdoors can lead to an increased sense of well-being, we all know that, and a decreased sense of stress. I could use that. So the key, though, is to be mindful. It's not about hiking and efforting. It's about being really present in the moment. It's about noticing and being present with the waves, or the flow of the grass, or the leaves on the trees. It's about just taking time to be still. It is healing and nurturing us. And it isn't something you can rush through and rush into. And when you're doing that, you're invited to look for moments of awe and wonder. Something happens when we take time like this. We have a deeper sense of something else in the universe besides the physicality of it. A deeper sense of a oneness with life and a presence of the divine, of spirit. In some way, this is where many people have those kind of spiritual experiences that just expand into a new awareness of how we are connected. And that it's all love. You know, they say, wherever God is, love is. Wherever love is, God is. Whatever you call it, the divine presence. Love is its nature. Also, creation is its nature. Here's a quote from the Greek philosopher Plotinus. He says, each being contains in itself the whole intelligible world. Okay, we got that right here. I thought there was a lot of DNA and blood vessels, but the whole world's right here too. Can you feel into that? Are you getting excited about that? hope so. Therefore, all is everywhere. Whoa, okay, that's interesting. He's a very deep philosophical guy. And each is all and all is each. Okay. What does that mean? How can we sense into that? And my personal experience of having those numinous experiences and expanded awareness is that I feel a deep oneness with all of life. And I think being out in nature, that is one of the things that happens to us. And I think that's really what he's trying to say, is that I feel a deep connection to all. I see the divine in individuals. I see the divine in the forest, in the tree, in the ocean. It's all there. The atom is not solid at all. You all know this. In fact, a lead atom and a diamond atom, or gold. Let's go to lead and gold. They have the same elements in them. Mostly what we have in an atom is space, energy, and information. That's what it's all made up of, right? Although we call them particles, they're not material things. What makes them different is the arrangement and the quantity that all these impulses of energy form. Behind the visible garment of the universe, beyond the mirage of molecules, the Maya. Actually, it's interesting. Ernest Holmes calls it Maya sometimes. It's like the substance from which all things come. I don't know. It's a place of creation. Maya, or illusion of physicality, lies an inherently invisible, seamless matrix made up of nothingness. So here we are. Actually, I'm made up of nothingness. Just so you know, all the atoms in my body are just spaces and energy. Looks like it's physical, but it's more than that. It's amazing. So, what does that mean to us? Everything that happens to us, this quote goes on to say, this invisible nothingness silently orchestrates, instructs, guides, and governs all the events that happen. They seemingly happen to us, but at the primordial level, we are making them happen. And here's where the great connection is. It is that my mind is a part of all of this, and that with my mind, what I really believe, you know that scientists have discovered that it depends on the observer, whether we see a wave or a particle. What is the expectation of the experimenter? We have power about the physical universe in ways we are still beginning to understand and use, right? And use to change our lives. I'm going to say this. Ernest Holmes says, is that right? No, well, this is Wallace Wallace. He wrote a book called The Science of Getting Rich. So here's the answer to everything, right? He says there's thinking stuff from which all things are made, in which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Does that sound like magic? I want you to know I have seen amazing healings, shifts in the physical body of people. I've even had one minister tell me that they manifested a new kidney for someone. It's so important for us to understand the power we have to change what's happening in the world, in our bodies and outside of our bodies. We ultimately believe that there's like one mind, or someone calls it the mind, the consciousness that we're all part of, and that when we have a thought powerfully, feeling it, knowing it up here, but also sensing into the truth of it, it literally changes atoms and molecules and creates whatever it is we're seeing, whatever it is we're desiring to see. This is where the power is. That's what the bottom line of our philosophy is that we can create the world. So where do we put our attention? When we're just going through everyday life, what are the thoughts going through your mind? Are they thoughts of, so let's just say, you need to have a difficult conversation with someone. And, or you think someone's going to have a difficult conversation with you. Where do you go with that? Do you rehearse it as if it's a handled really well, and you're happy with the outcome? Oh, good. Okay, good. Or are you rehearsing how bad it might be? And so often we get caught up in worries. I was talking to my mother-in-law the other day. I hope she doesn't watch this. But she worries about everything. That, she hears something on the news, and it creates a tension in her body, and it's not good for her physical well-being or her mental or spiritual well-being. So we had this, ministerial conversation with me putting on this is how it really is. Why are you worrying about it? And she just, I don't know if it's possible to shift that. That's your nature to hang on to that. I think our mind has to do something. So we tune into what's in our world. And the question first is, what are you tuning into? Are you watching a lot of news that's making you worry about the world? Or are you thinking a lot about your relationships and the challenges, or even about yourself and your limitations maybe? Or are you focusing your mind on the things that help you feel your wholeness? Are you focusing your mind on healthy relationships, on love, on deep grounding love? I may have shared this before, but there was a time when my husband and I, we've been together 34 years. Exactly. This month, 34 years. And we've been married for 30 years. In December, we celebrate our anniversary. Took me 4.5 years to figure he really was the one. It was the answer to prayer. But long ago, probably even before we were married, we were both really upset, and we were actually standing facing each other, and so unhappy. And it's all about me feeling judged or him feeling judged. It's so funny. But all of a sudden, this wave of peace came over me, because what arose in my mind and heart was that I loved him and he loved me. And I knew that. And so what we were talking about wasn't even important. We don't have to go there anymore. It doesn't mean we don't get a little frustrated once in a while, but you don't have to go there anymore. This is all about us becoming whole in ourselves. The power that we have to change our lives through what we're thinking, and paying attention to that all the time. I find in relationships, I'm going to go back to week number 2 a little bit. And I've told you this before, that I removed my buttons. You can't push my buttons, right? I'm so grounded in spirit that you can't push my buttons. I'm really a calm, centered person. Yeah. Would you all agree?
Yes.
So I told the story, I'm going to tell it again, about that my guilt is the thing that's easy to go to. I feel guilty if someone, makes me feel like I did something wrong, but I'm really over that. I'm done. Are you done feeling guilty about anything?
Yes.
Okay, if there's anything you're still hanging on to that you wish you'd done differently, just brush it off, just whoosh, get rid of that, okay? Because that is not who we are, and that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I call all those things that mistakes I've made lessons. If we weren't making mistakes, we wouldn't be growing. It's like getting out and living fully, and then being free, because we learn from everything. It's just the universe saying, hey, that didn't work, try something different next time. So I told y'all that I took my guilt button off and I crushed it. And so my husband said to me something about leaving the water on for 3 days, which I did one time. I actually did. Until a neighbor came and told us there was water running from the property down the canyon. And then we found it. But that wasn't the thing that causes something like that, though. He told me I did something. And I said to him in a cheerful way, I've removed my guilt button. So I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm sorry, but, I'm not going to walk around feeling guilty for that one. And he said, well, who can put that right back on? I can reinstall it for you. So bad. And so since I told you that story, and I literally did that, I thought I had this handled, right? But what I find is the little, I can reinstall it myself. I don't need him to do that. So could we quit reinstalling the guilt button, please? Join me in knowing that I won't ever reinstall it. It's so easy for some little thing, I take it personally and feel like I shouldn't have, or maybe I did something wrong, and I'm doing the best I can. We all are. What if we knew that about everybody in our lives? What if we just love them and know that we're going to make mistakes and screw up and it'll be fine? because love is so powerful that it helps us overcome any of that, all of that. And that's what we're here for. We're creating our relationships with what we put up here and also in our heart. And our Psalms teaches that we should have a calm and confident expectancy of good when we set our mind to something. And also that it's not just thinking it, because I remember one time I was going around with this affirmation. I'm thin, I'm thin, I'm thin, I'm thin, I'm thin, I'm thin. And, you know, it was like a wheel in my head. But what he says is, and what I know is that it's the fire we put into it, it's the feeling we put into it, it's a sense of that. And so I've lost 5 pounds now because I've been thinking about this. And I have a long way to go, but we're working on it. So it's about the feeling we put into it that makes the difference, that affects the molecules and the energy of the universe. I want to go one more place with all of this, and that is that there is something amazing about taking time to be present with the divine, to be still, to tune in, because it is there that we find guidance, we find answers to things happening in our lives. And when you first try to meditate, you know, meditating is an amazing thing, but sometimes what happens is your list comes up, your stuff comes up, you know, and we're invited to just let it come up and pass by until we get to a quiet place. And when we do that, and it takes a minute or two, although you can go there fast if you practice with it. But getting still and letting go of any have-tos in your mind, just letting stuff pass by, and coming to that quiet place, Deepak Chopra calls it the gap, entering the gap, creates a sense of wholeness, connection, love, and a presence of something amazing, the presence of the divine. And whatever happens in your own mind and in your own life, when you go there, you can and are centered no matter what's going on. I mean, a lot of stuff's happened in the world. How am I making a difference? I'm making a difference by knowing that what's coming up now out there, politically, wars, bad things happening, that there's an activity of healing happening. We need to see what's deep in the underbelly of our culture to heal it, because there's a lot of stuff out there that needs to be healed. And there are many, many people on this planet doing the work to do that, including us. However you do. You might be out there being active, socially doing social action for things. You might be just using your consciousness to be love, peace, and healing to others. That makes a difference. As I was driving up here today, I thought, and I know we have new people here, and I hope this doesn't seem weird to you, but I thought it would be a good time to practice a kind of meditation. Deepak Chopra calls this japa meditation. He says the sound ah, it's meditating to the sound ah. He says ah is the sound of creation. Ah. I was surprised because I always meditated to om, right? Oh. But ah is in most of the names for God. Yahweh, Ahura Mazda, even Buddha. But Buddha's not a god, so just get that clear. But many enlightened people, the names we give them, Avatar, that's not an ah. So, and he says that you can manifest, that this is the power of creation, you can manifest anything using this meditation. He even manifested a screwdriver once. He needed a screwdriver and he found one. I don't know what that has to do with it, but that's what he said, I had to tell you. So, japa meditation is just out loud, saying ah, you know, in your own tone, your own pitch, and then doing it out loud. And it's an amazing thing to do with people. So I hope you enjoy the practice, because what I'd like us to do, if you're willing, is to all do this together with a nice ah, and then we'll maybe go ah as long as you can. Maybe we'll do that 3 times out loud, and then we'll get a little softer, and then we'll go into silence. And see how that makes you feel. I love this so much, I'll even do it when I'm driving, eyes open, but you may close your eyes. You may close your eyes to try this. So I invite you to just relax your body, getting very comfortable right where you are. And here we go. Just join me. course, you know, after church, I'm going to ask you all how that felt. Felt good. Try it. Try it. Preferably not when you're driving. But it's amazing how it connects you, and it does bring you peace. I bet it lowers your blood pressure and all of that stuff too. It's just a fun new way to get yourself focused, really focused. That's what meditation is about. That's what even forest bathing is about, is to focus your mind and become more still. So you're not just out there with your thoughts. And you know, I have probably another quote here for you. One last thing. From Ernest Holmes. From This Thing Called You, one of my favorite books, very basic. If you're interested in science of mind, you might pick one up in the bookstore there. It's such a good read. This Thing Called You. You are part of the universal mind and one with universal substance. You live, move, and have your being in pure spirit. All the wealth, the power, and the goodness of this spirit exists at the center of your being. You experience this good in such a degree as you accept, believe in, and feel it. And that's what we're going to do today, right?
Yes.
All right, will you just turn within with me for a moment? Opening heart and mind to the power of the presence of the divine. We know this presence is all-powerful. It is deep, deep grounding peace. So with me, just feel and sense into that deep peace within you, all around, in all. It is unbounded love. Love that lights and connects all of life. I know truly we are one in this one presence. We are connected in an infinite way to all of life and the universe itself. From a place of knowing this, I simply speak a word today for all who are here, for our loved ones, for our community and the world, accepting that whatever the need is, there's a shift in consciousness that is creating what is desired. If it is for healthy, joyful, loving relationship, healing of old wounds, that is happening now. We let go of the past and step into a sense of loving connection, seeing the divine in the other, and knowing it in ourselves, our true nature. If the need is for financial support, abundance, prosperity, the floodgates of heaven are open and good is coming. Whatever the need is, it is being met now. If it is for expression in life, in work, in creating, in giving your gifts to the world, I speak a word knowing that as we do that, each of us find our right place where we are accepted, we are well rewarded, whether it's financially or just spiritually. We are appreciated. We step into our glory, giving our gifts to the world, using our talents, our skills, and our own wisdom. We make a difference. I speak a word for the world because our intention is to create a world that works for everyone, where all needs are met, where there is peace on earth. So I step into knowing in my consciousness that is what I live and move and have my being in every day, knowing it is happening. It is happening. May not be there yet, but it's coming. And we are part of that. And so as I speak this word, I take a moment to be grateful, knowing it's already so. The word spoken here is simply a revelation of what is true. And so I can let go and let the divine wisdom, the divine creative activity of the universe itself handle all the details. I don't need to worry about that. I let go, I let God. It is good. With a grateful heart, I just accept that as so. And so it is. So it is. Praise God. All right, we have some music now. I chose this one. Hope you like it.
First, I'd like a hand for Sharon, please. That was very nice. Imagine there's no heaven. easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Well, before our sacred time of giving, I want to share a poem that I was going to end my talk with. So here we go. The name of it is I Am That. I have no idea who wrote it, but I like it. I wish that you could see what I see. The light which connects you all to each other. The light which connects you to me. For I am that which thou art. Love one another. Remember in every moment, beauty and grace are within you. Surrender to your highest good. Forgive one another. Cup each other's hearts in the palm of your hands. Hold each other above the water. Surround each other with love. And wash each other's feet. Look always into each other's eyes and remember, I know that you can see what I see. The light which connects us all. Ooh, wasn't that good?
Yeah.
All right. And so now it's our giving time. I want to take a moment. Will you join me in just taking a moment to appreciate our spiritual community, all that we do, and to know that as we give, we are opening up that flow of abundance, which is just the natural part of the world, the universe itself. Because we appreciate you and your contributions, we make it easy for you to give. You can use the Banco app on your smartphone or tablet. You can visit our website, which is hi-desertcsl.org. Yeah, I'll invite the ushers to come forward. Thank you all for knowing what to do. And scroll down to the donate button. Or first, you can always drop something off at our office anytime. So thank you for supporting our center. Will you just take a moment to join me in our declaration of affirmative giving? Ready? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of the spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Go forth. We have some music from Chris, I Am So Blessed by Clair and Sharon. You can join in if you want to. Oh yeah, the words are up there. Woo.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And taking a breath, I just take a moment to bless these gifts. You know, they go forth, touching lives, bringing healing, transformation, wholeness. They reach out not only into our lives with all that we do here, but out into the community as we go forth in knowing these truths. I know true that they are returned to the givers, pressed down, overflowing, multiplied. We are prosperous. And so it is.
So it is.
And thank you to our ushers. You guys are fabulous. Thank you so much for your service today. And so now I'd like to invite our practitioners to come up on the stage. We have a prayer box out in the garden room. And if you have something going on in your life that you would like support for, there's a little form you can fill out. Our practitioners and I will pray for you all week long and beyond, if need be, but we believe in the power of prayer. Also, these amazing practitioners, they've been certified, investigated, they've been paneled, and they've proven they can pray and get results. So, yay for you. So if there's anything going on, they're also available after service to step aside with you and do like what I like to call a 1-minute miracle. Just ask you what you want and say a word of powerful prayer knowing that truth for you. So go see one of them. They're also available at another time if you'd like some spiritual support in a deeper way. You pay them for that. I call it rent a consciousness because it works. That's right. So we're having a good time, aren't we? So put your prayer box in. Okay, we're going to just go to our practitioner of the day, Frank St. Clair, who will lead us in our affirmation of the day.
I will speak this. I will speak this once through, and then if you'll join me for 2 repetitions, please. Our affirmation of the day. I shine loving acceptance to myself and to all others. Join me.
I shine loving acceptance to myself and all. I shine loving acceptance to myself and all.
Right, thank you, Frank. I want to say thank you for everyone who's joined us online. Hooray, hooray. And next week we have Reverend David Allen Cruz. He's a blast. Come back. And right after service today, we are asking you to leave the sanctuary fairly quickly because there are sign-up sheets out there for our members to sign in and come back in for our budget meeting. Our fiscal year starts July 1st and goes through next June. So it's an odd time of the year, but that's what we do here. And everyone's welcome to come to the budget meeting. The members will be voting to accept the budget or not, or to change it. Who knows? Last year we actually changed it a little bit. So we invite you all to come back in. It will be a short meeting. We just have that one piece of business and a financial report, and then goodies in the community room in the back right after that. So let's see, what are we going to do now? We're going to sing and dance. We're done. So have a great week. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Music.